Chair lays out House Bill 222. The clerk will read the bill.
HB 222 by Menendez, relating to authorization and regulation of poker gaming and the duties of the Texas Lottery Commission, providing a civil and criminal penalty.
Chair recognizes Mr. Menendez to explain his bill.
Mr. Speaker and members, many of you know that I have filed for the last 3 sessions a bill to the floor that would legalize the playing of Texas Hold'em poker in licensed establishments around the state. Texas Hold'em poker is a game of skill. And you know what? Finally, the poker makes it to the floor. But I have been in conversations with the governor's office, and it's my understanding that the governor plans to veto this bill if it gets to his desk. I also know that many of you have concerns about this subject, and I would be looking forward to have a spirited debate with my good friend Warren Chisholm from Pampa. But I think it would be a disservice to this body if I would put a bill that I already know that is dead. And so out of respect for this body and for you members...
Don't put it down. Let's cast a vote against it.
You want to cast a vote against
I
it?
want to cast a vote against it.
I'll yield to my friend from Pampa.
Mr. Chisholm, do you have an interest in him yielding?
I just want to check on a bill with 3 twos. Does that beat a full house?
You know,
I don't know the game very well, so.
you don't understand. You don't know the game of poker very well. Well, I think that if we were to have we could have a very good hand if we were to lay this bill out.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Lucio III, for what purpose?
will the gentleman yield just for a few questions?
Mr. Menendez, do you yield for a question?
I do yield.
Gentleman yields.
Representative Menendez, you know I support you on this legislation, but I also just want to commend you for being so courteous to the process and for understanding what we have in front of us tonight. And I look forward to working with you this session so that we can come up with a bill that hopefully will be better for Texas next session and something a majority of the body can support.
Well, I appreciate that, Representative Lucio, and I just wanted to, let the folks know one of the important things in life, like it is in this legislature, is you need to know when to hold them and you need to know when to fold them.
Mr. Speaker,
Mrs. Truitt, for what purpose?
gentlemen, yield.
Mr. Menendez, will you yield?
I would gladly yield.
The gentleman yields to the lady.
Thank you. Mr. Menendez, do you have 3 of a kind?
We have 3 wild deuces.
3 of a kind. Will a full house beat that?
I think I'd like to take my chances on that. The only problem is I'm not so sure if that office on the 2nd floor down there, we have my good friend, my colleague, my freshman classmates over here crying and wants to get her bill. You want?
I was just wondering, you seem a little flushed.
Oh, thank you.
Ms. Truitt, you're out of order.
But members, all kidding aside, I do want to make one point because, members, you may not realize this. There's a Texas Poker Association which has 65,000 members in this state. Poker is played legally in households all over this state. It's played legally in country clubs and many different places. And unfortunately, we're having people shot, we're having people's games burglarized, we're having homes broken into. I received an email from a police officer who said, I wish your legislation were in place because my son and his college roommates playing in a legal game in their apartment. Their apartment was broken into and men at gunpoint held them and robbed them. And if your bill had been in place, they would have a safe and legal place to play. The state of California has what they call card rooms where people can play poker. I believe it would be very simple to do this in Texas. I even offered to the governor's office that we could limit this to where existing gaming exists today. And this, in my opinion, would also help the racetracks and would help the breeders because it would bring a whole new group of people, a whole new market of folks who are currently not going to racetracks. Unfortunately, due to things and circumstances out of my consideration, the governor's office does not want to deal with any gaming issues this session, and I don't want to have you, my friends, take a vote that you make you uncomfortable, even though I know many of you would be happy to have Texas be played legally, Texas Hold'em be played. And my good friend Ryan Guillen asked me to say move passage, but I regret that at this time I will not say move passage, and I'll say I will postpone this bill until June 1st. June 2nd, whenever. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Matter is postponed to June 2nd.